Tonight's headlines are brought to you by McDonald's.
Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I am Sally Lemus. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. Show me the money. The Senate President and Governor square off on ARPA funds. Also tonight, NVA makes some decisions on a Japan plan, including flights. And we take an inside look into a new island show that will open tomorrow night on Guam. In sports, what's better than a marathon? How about a half marathon? Stay with us, these stories and more are next.
What's the move?
Hafaday and Tiro golfers, you're invited to the 21st Annual Hand Me Charity Classic Golf Tournament on Saturday, July 15th at Lau Bay Golf and Resort West. Cash, cars, and other incredible prizes, and with our popular Blackjack Double Peoria format, anyone can win. Awards luncheon and a raffle you don't want to miss right after, so register today at Lau Lau, and we'll see you for a great day of golf on July 15th. From your friends at Hand Me.
Mickey D's McCrispy. Formerly known as the Crispy Chicken Sandwich, now has some respect on his name. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Real talk. The Spicy Crispy Chicken Sandwich should have been named Spicy McCrispy from jump. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Half a day to the Wami and good evening, Commonwealth. Today is Wednesday, June 28, 2023. The administration calls Senate President's floor statements misleading, inaccurate, and lacking in context. Senate President Edith DeLon Guerrero is calling out the administration, stating that there is still $93 million of ARPA funds left, despite being told that it's all been depleted. Governor Palacios responds back.
Let me be very frank with everybody. And let me be very frank with my dear President of the Senate. If she sees or she knows of the checking account number with $93 million ARPA fund, please let me know. Whether it's in Bank of Guam or First Hawaiian Bank, because what she was looking at is actually the budgetary spend plan, the $93 million. Okay, that's what that was.
Part of the cost-cutting measures was the termination of ARPA-funded employees in December of last year.
The Senate President made a statement that, I ended up firing 500 people. No, I ended up terminating over 600 people. That is not an easy thing to do. I want her to understand that that is painful. That is absolutely the most painful decision that I had to make, 3 months into my administration.
The governor says it was either to terminate the positions or have a payless payday. in response on whether there is $93 million of ARPA funds left, Finance Secretary Tracy Narita
is inaccurate because that is only a budgetary balance, and that is the balance that we are trying to correct through the work of the fiscal response team. And so, like I mentioned in my letter, that number is being updated as we go. And that is the main reason why we don't disseminate numbers and just throw it out there, is because we want to avoid confusion. And that is why we chose to work together in these weekly meetings so that we can keep each other updated on why the numbers are changing, what have we been finding.
The weekly meetings refer to the fiscal response team, which was created in the early months of this year. They were tasked to reconcile all ARPA expenditures, reimbursements, and to find ways to get the finances back on track.
The reconciliation process takes time and effort, and that it is not a sprint, it's a marathon. And we want to ensure that we do our due diligence in our work.
Narita says as they reconcile the accounts, they must continue to keep the government operational.
The funds that are remaining, those have been restricted for critical government expenditures to ensure that operations still continue, such as utilities, for fuel, for our law enforcement, for communications, to ensure that our internet remains on, our phone lines keep going, and things like that. And those are what we call critical government operations.
The statements of Senate President Edith Delon Guerrero were issued during a vote to override the governor's veto on 2 sections of the amended budget law. Section 604 would allow the CNMI legislature to approve the CNMI's revised ARPA spending plan before its submission to the U.S. Treasury. And the other section, 713, would allow the House Speaker and Senate President a read-only access to the Munis system. Delon Guerrero told KSPN she voted yes to override the vetoes because first, the administration did not object to the legislature's participation, and second, there is no supporting ARPA financial statement to give a true picture of the ARPA bank balances and ARPA fund balance. She says, quote, "I come with good intent and deeply honor transparency, honesty, and accountability for the CNMI and its people. The election is over and being politically correct has no place after the inauguration. The government belongs to the people. We preached rebuilding trust, transparency, and accountability. The override was not an exercise in futility." United Airlines expected to maintain direct service to and from Japan throughout the winter season and through next summer. The schedule is expected to be loaded in the next few days.
The board of MVA met today and voted to continue promotional and marketing assistance to support the United Airlines service to the Mariana Islands from Japan. The route considered an important link to tourism arrivals and to rebuilding the Japan market.
We're seeing the flight load factors are increasing, which is really good. We kind of want to sustain this momentum.
United is expected to keep flying the direct route to Saipan from Narita 3 days a week for the coming year, and it will continue to be the only direct service to and from Japan. Load factor on the flight has been increasing of late, and the flight is also used by a number of local NMI residents traveling to Japan or connecting elsewhere. Flight currently departs Tokyo for Saipan on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays at 9:25 p.m. and then leaves Saipan for Tokyo on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings. Tourism officials are hoping to alter that schedule for a more convenient time for tourists, but some of that will depend on CBP and CPA negotiations. MVA is also planning to issue a request for proposal for overseas representation in Japan. The current contract expires in December of this year.
Allow us to go out there and see what our options are in terms of representation for the market. This is a fast evolving market. The demographics has really changed for Japan over the last few years, and we want to kind of see what's out there, what's in the best interest of the MVA.
A hired gun from Texas is now signing a longer-term deal and will focus on white-collar crime in the NMI. James Kingman, originally brought in from Texas to serve as special prosecutor for the criminal case of former Governor Ralph Torres, is now hired as an assistant attorney general for the CNMI. In a release from the Office of the Attorney General, Kingman will be heading the White-Collar Crime, Government Corruption, and Financial Crimes Task Force, a special crimes unit formed to investigate waste and abuse of public funds. His duty is to supervise task force members in the investigation and prosecution of public corruption cases. He will also be looking into allegations of the abuse of ARPA funds and will continue to represent the Commonwealth in the prosecution of former Governor Torres. In an interview with Governor Arnold Palacios, he says he is confident that Kingman will serve the CNMI well.
You know, this is a small community. We all know what the issues are, and so it's just a matter of his putting his case together. And I'm very confident that the judicial process will give the governor his due process.
AG Manny Busen issued a statement this morning. Mr. Kingman's hiring is in the interest of the Commonwealth and fulfills the goal under the Constitution for a clean and transparent government. The AG says Kingman is considered an exempt employee. He will be receiving an annual salary of $85,000.
The Attorney General has requested that we up the cost of that position to $85,000, I believe, beyond, certification to go over the salary cap. So we routinely do that sometimes with attorneys to keep them on island.
The governor believes by hiring Kingman, the AG's office would be spending less as opposed to his original contract that required a $50,000 retainer. The AG's office will be using their funds to pay for Kingman's salary. All right, coming up, a spectacular new show will open on Guam this week as the Sandcastle Theater enters a new phase of island entertainment.
One of the best addresses in Saipan has office space available now, right in the heart of things. The Marianas Business Plaza offers reasonable rates and can help build to suit your needs. You'll love the central location, just 15 minutes from the airport and 10 minutes from Garapan. Ample and covered parking keeps your vehicle close and protected. 2 restaurants for easy access, lunch, dinner and business meetings. Building security and 24-hour access to your office. Backup generators, so you can run your business in all weather. And 3 elevators mean easy and convenient access. It's the address in Saipan, the Marianas Business Plaza.
All workers have the right to a safe workplace. Employers must provide a workplace that is free from recognized hazards and comply with applicable OSHA standards, including proper reporting of injuries. Training needs to be done in a language and vocabulary employees can understand, and an OSHA information poster must be displayed prominently in the workplace. Workers, you have the right to raise a safety or health concern with your employer or OSHA without being retaliated against, and request an OSHA consultation of your workplace if you believe there are unsafe or unhealthy conditions. OSHA can help. Free assistance to identify and correct hazards is available to small and medium-sized employers without citation or penalty. So look out, speak up, and stay safe. Job safety and health, it's not only good practice, it's the law. Check out OSHA.gov or call 664-3154 or 3155.
Get your goods here with care and attention with Micronesia Air Cargo Services. MAX is all about connections. Daily flights to and from Guam, 4 times a week to Rota, and bi-weekly flights to Tinian. We are connecting the Marianas. Perishable goods, Home Depot furniture and appliances, even live animals, operating since 2013. Check out our Thursday special to Rota from Guam and Saipan. Call Max at 670-288-6227. If it fits, we'll take it.
Welcome back to the Channel 2 News. The CNMI has received millions of dollars from the federal government to expand access to high-speed internet. The U.S. Department of Commerce has awarded $80.7 million to deploy affordable, reliable, high-speed internet to everyone in the Commonwealth. In a release from the Office of the Governor, the grant will administer programs with the NMI that connects all of the unconnected. It will also give everyone the skills, devices, and access they need. The CNMI's Broadband Office, headed by Special Assistant Glenn Hunter, is in the process of developing a 5-year action plan, which will identify areas that need improved broadband access and adoption. KSPN learned that Hunter is still in D.C. as he received the award yesterday. While typhoon recovery continues on Guam, the show must go on. And this week, a brand new show will open with one of the lead performers from Saipan. Our Chris Nelson reports.
It's been 5 years since the Sandcastle Saipan closed up their dinner theater and cocktail shows here on the island of Saipan. The company was originally founded on Guam, then opened a show here inside the Hyatt Regency, starting with the magic of Anthony Reed. Chris and Ryan took over the show and performed for a number of years before taking their act to Guam. And finally, it was Leon Etienne who was handed the reins. The show closed in 2018 after negotiations with the Hyatt were unsuccessful and tourism numbers fell. This week, Mark Baldiga and his company on Guam will unveil a new show and a new theater while typhoon recovery continues.
We built a new basement and we put 13 stage lifts in, right? But all that did was create a place for all the flood water that came into the building to kind of find its way down into. And it filled up this pit here, this front row pit, had about $100,000 worth of lights, $10,000 smoke machines, under 2.5 feet of water. I mean, it's disheartening, you know what I mean? But you just get up and fight, because your choices are either cry, whine, despair, or get up and fight. I'd rather get up and fight. You know, let's go fight.
There are no more tigers, and the magic will be with the dancers and performers, and no more dinner theater.
4 years in the making, because we started producing a new show right before COVID hit, and then COVID hit, and then we sat dormant for over a year. And then I thought, you know, instead of just a refresh like we've always done every few years.
The new show has a new theme and a completely new style.
So we got rid of the dinner seating. It was a bit passé anyway, right? Even when we opened in 1990, it was already the old supper club Ricky Ricardo thing was sort of had its better day. But I think the new seating in the new show is very modern, very fresh, and it's an island theme, which is very cool. So it will be the most spectacular island show in the world, I can say that. That's not hype, that's a fact.
New show is called Carrera.
We have 50 people on visas to mount this show. We had 40 people from Cirque du Soleil out here. It's a monster. Nothing of this scale has ever been done anywhere in this region.
The show will have 9 leads, including 3 aerialists, a drummer, fire dancer, and over 40 dancers.
I call it a Chamorro-inspired show, because the most important thing to me is to somehow portray the spirit of an Afamalig and that sense of community and spirit. I think we really do it in the show. And of course we have the Proa canoe, we've got latte stones, we've got Gadau's cave drawings, we've got the things we know were really fundamentally there.
This week, the floor is getting polished along with some touch-up painting and last-minute repairs, and Baldiga is putting together the finishing touches with the typhoon in his rearview mirror while still working out of an upstairs office with no air conditioning and typhoon recovery ongoing.
So we were using all parts of the building. We had some rehearsals going on in the club, some in the grand hall, some in the offices, just whatever spaces we could kind of find. we're ready. We're ready.
Carrera Voyage of Wonder opens on Thursday night with an invitation-only event in Tumon, attire island formal. Cocktails start at 6, and the show will premiere at 7:45. The show will open to the general public on Friday night. Tickets start at about $135 per person. Best seats in the house, about $500. That's part of the Diamond VIP experience, which includes backstage passes to meet the performers and champagne service. On Guam, Chris Nelson for the Channel 2 News.
Thank you, Chris. All right, folks, don't go anywhere. We have sports up next.
Need a new phone? Trade in now and get up to $500 off our best 5G devices. Trade in your older phone in any condition and step up to better savings and speeds only our 5G network can provide. Check out our website and catch up on the best mobile experience. Trade in now. Docomo Pacific. Better together.
Green sea turtles and hawksbill turtles call the Mariana Islands home. They are an important part of the marine ecosystem. They are under threat, and they are protected under CNMI law. Keep plastic out of the ocean. Keep vehicles off the beach. Use the Sea Turtle Stranding Hotline if you see poaching activities or if you see a turtle in trouble. Call 287-8537 and save a turtle. Premium office space is available now at the Hermosa Vista Business Park on Capitol Hill. Features include dedicated parking, fast internet, backup power, good water, and natural light throughout to go along with the very best views on Saipan. So don't settle for space when you can get peace and peace of mind. Call Hermosa Vista today at 670-483-4750 or email hvsaipan@gmail.com. Hey, golfers, come north and practice your game at the Marianas Driving Range. New Year's local specials. 10-piece coupon books available for just $60. That's a $10 savings. Want to get really good? Come work on your swing every day for just $99 per month. It's our practice pass and you're going to love it. Grab your passes and go straight to the range. You can social distance and chip all at the same time, and the views are free. Reserve now at marianastrekking.com. You can pay online, open 7 days a week.
Buenas sports fans.
CNMI runners swept this year's half marathon event in the 2023 Oceania Athletics Masters. The race began at 5:30 in the morning at Hyatt Hotel in Garapan. Runners headed south, turning around at the PIC Hotel in San Antonio and back to the starting line. NMI's Kosaki Sato topped this race by reaching the finish line in 1 hour, 37 minutes, and 30 seconds. Sato was followed by another NMI runner, Akiko Miller. Her time, 1 hour, 43 minutes, and 36 seconds. And taking the third spot is Chad Taflinger, another NMI athlete. His time, 1 hour, 56 minutes, and 3 seconds.
First side, like 10K, it's like cold, it's not hot before the sun came up. So it's already nice, I mean, comfortable, it's not hot, and also it's flat. So that's all right, that's okay. But when going back, when after the sun came out, it was hot, But it's a nice race.
It is long. It's a fight of willpower, heart. It's just a lot of grit. It's not bad when you get halfway because you're on the home stretch, but this is a long stretch. I'm glad they started at 5:30 because 6 o'clock, it was getting hot on the way home. But yeah, it's a grueling race. Just to finish is a big deal.
Oh, it's very, I'm proud of that. I'm part of this community. I feel really nice to be, NMI.
Wearing the
CNMI shirt.
I've only been here a year, but proud to support the NMI. Happy to be running for Saipan. I'm running at 4 different events, and it's just fun to be able to represent our island here and show people what we got, even though we might be a little older. But this has been fun.
Premium office space is available now at the Hermosa Vista Business Park on Capitol Hill. Features include dedicated parking, fast internet, backup power, good water, and natural light throughout to go along with the very best views on Saipan. So don't settle for space when you can get peace and peace of mind. Call Hermosa Vista today at 670-483-4750 or email hvsaipan@gmail.com.
And for your KSPN weather report, tonight partly cloudy with isolated showers, east winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Lows around 79, your chance of showers is at 20%. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy with scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms at night. East winds 10 to 15 miles per hour, highs 87, and a chance of 30% showers. Rains are expected till Independence Day. Your marine forecast, gentle to moderate trade winds. East to southeast trade winds are expected for the period. Combined seas 4 to 5 feet could drop another foot before rising back up to 4 to 5 feet for the weekend. Low tide will be at 10:34 a.m., high tide at 6:21 p.m., sunrise at 5:50 a.m., and the sunset 6:51 p.m. And that is your midweek edition of the news, sports, and weather here in the Marianas. Thank you so much for watching the Channel 2 News. We hope you have a great night, and we'll see you back on Friday.